Let's get busy.
Live from the Shooting from the Lip studio in Louisville, Kentucky, it's time for Shooting Stars with your hosts Kevin Hale and Greg Unthank.
Kevin Hale with my man Greg Unthank. Greg, what's up, groove man?
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? I know you said you're feeling a little under the weather again.
Yeah, fighting another one of those sinus infections, thanks to the constant weather changing that we have. And
all right, well, mind over matter, dude. Just suck it up and say you're gonna feel better, and you'll be all right, man. It's a new year. Just gonna.
Yeah, it's like one day I'm drinking hot chocolate, and the next day I'm like wanting sweet tea, and that's just if I wanted to sit outside. So
man, it's funny you said that, man. We got a big carrot for Christmas, and been burning it up, the coffee and the cappuccino and all that stuff.
Oh, nice.
The big gift, for the wife. Yeah,
very cool. Some social media plugs real quick. You can find our show on the SoundCloud and Stitcher apps. We're on iTunes and YouTube. You can subscribe to those podcasts, please. Twitter at The Shooting Lip. My Twitter at KevinHale423. Greg is at Greg_Unthank, which you probably need to blow the dust off your Twitter, Greg. You can also like us and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Shooting from the Lip. Besides our Tuesday night show here, which again is a new night, we from Wednesday to Tuesdays. We're also doing a Sunday. We do the Sunday and Monday night shows as well. So check out our pages and get all the info there. Live tonight via Blog Talk Radio. For starters, Greg, Happy New Year. You guys had you had a New Year's
New Year
gig.
to you, man.
Yeah.
I had a 2-night run, man. I had the Friday night with Christine Devereaux with her band, which was Frank Green on bass and Eric Wharton on guitar, and we played the over at the Horseshoe, well, not the Horseshoe, the Smoke and Rye, the boat over there, and that went really well. Really had a great time. And Christine is so awesome, and the other guys were awesome as well, and had a great time doing that. And then New Year's Eve, Spare Change Millionaires, we played at St. Bernard's church, and boy, those Catholics sure do party. Big crowd, lots of faith dancing and rock and roll, lots of beer and good times, and it's been cool, man. We rang it in good.
Very cool.
And yourself, what did you do?
I wound up, I was starting to feel a little under the weather towards the New Year's thing. So me living out in Hillview, I stayed close to home and was at the county line to watch Van Walen. I actually think the atmosphere at the line kind of pushed me back a little bit because of the smoke, if it was. Anyways,
that gets me too, bro.
Yeah, just anyways. Watching our Cats, Kentucky, up at halftime. Looks like it's 50-27. Before we go into our show tonight, Greg, you and I are Kentucky fans. We respect the Kentucky history. Well, let's stay with basketball here. Obviously, with the current basketball program, we know John Calipari being our coach, he is everything about the program. He's hypes the brand, he promotes it. Are you familiar with him doing his podcast now?
I have heard that he is starting a podcast, and he's bringing on some pretty prominent guests. And I did hear that he over the holidays he has had Patino on. I don't think it's aired yet.
It has not.
Is that correct?
That is correct. His podcasts are not. They're recorded. They're recorded and uploaded for future dates. But the fact that he can pin Patino down to do basically a 45-minute conversation
Right.
And from all indications, I see that's just where I think a lot of things between the two of them are media driven. The hatred and the fan base. I think
You took the words right out of my mouth, man. I don't think it's like that at all. I don't think there's a lot of animosity towards those guys, man. They're doing a job, I think, honestly, Cal, in the early days, Cal wanted to be Patino.
He did, without a doubt.
They're very similar, man. They're very similar in demeanor, how they handle their business. I think you're right. Media has driven that this I don't know. I don't want to say hatred between the two, but they certainly made it a bigger story than what I think it really is between them.
Yeah, and plus, and obviously the fan base too plays into that.
Yeah.
But I do think the fact that they had this conversation, and which will be uploaded soon, kind of just. I think it probably bothers. It will come. My thing is that the media who want it to be like there's hatred has to suck it up and realize that there's not. And we'll talk more about that later. But yeah, good show tonight, Greg. We've got Kevin McCreery and Chip Adams. I'm getting ready to turn their mics on. They'll be on for the first segment, shooting the shit, promoting themselves like the attention whores that they are. And then second segment, Rahul Borkar is going to come on and talk about his music. And actually, K1 had some interaction with Rahul's CD, that he's getting ready to release. So let me turn the mics on. Kevin McCreery, what's up, K-Man?
Well, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Are you there? Am I there?
Yeah, you're here, bro.
Yeah.
You're right there in the midst.
Do we have Chipper?
Hello?
Chipper is on.
Is this thing on?
It's on.
My God, I didn't think the limo was ever going to get us here in this storm, so we got to the station this time.
I was going to say, man,
I'm relieved.
With the driver? Yeah.
Hey, the party starts when I get there, so everybody knows that.
Kevin was saying you were teaching tonight, Chip.
Yeah, I was teaching some yoga tonight. Breathe in, breathe out, and sit on your knees, and
is that hot yoga?
It's helping me a lot. The breathing thing especially.
Yeah. No, that's
heavy breathing
that needs to be discussed, Kevin.
Does that bass?
Kevin, we'll just say Kevin Hale, I guess. Kevin Hale and
you guys were talking about breathing earlier. Then you started talking about cats. So you might want to get rid of those cats if they're messing with your allergies. That's a bad idea.
Oh, no,
they definitely would. Cats definitely do. But a point that I wanted to bring up for Kevin Hale is that Chip does have I've talked to Chip once before about getting him on this show and discussing his school, man. He's got a school of rock where he teaches young people how
yoga.
To play the instrument of their choice, or yoga, whichever they want to do. But it's a really cool thing, man. And Chip, can you give us some history on that, man? Give us some history on what you do out there.
Well, yeah, actually, I just went public with this because there was some issues, but the area of town we were in, the city wouldn't fix the storm sewer, so we flooded several times. And the last two times we flooded, I walked in and all this water came out. It was like something out of a movie, and I got hit in the shins with a computer and a kick drum. And long story short, I couldn't do insurance, and it was so I actually closed the school at first of 2016. And I didn't say much about it because I obviously desperately trying to come up with new ideas and do something different and keep everything else going at the same time. So Little School of Rock is gone. However, I was fortunate enough to stay there and work out a deal with the landlords, who are beautiful, wonderful people. And it's called VIP Studios now. It's a nonprofit. It's not a business. I can't be in business. Kentucky wants all your money, so I can't do that anymore. And right now it's a pre-production rehearsal place, and we also do private tutoring there. And then, long story short, I have Louisville Music Studios, which just opened with my buddy David Payne earlier in the year, and we're going to start a music education department over there. So in a nutshell, that's what's going on. So I've got Louisville Music Studios, which is out just a mile north of Snyder off of Preston, and then VIP Studios, the private entity, and we're doing rehearsal space at both. and pre-production stuff and private tutoring. So maybe we'll talk about that some other time. But
well,
that's what's going on.
Chip.
So I appreciate the plug.
Yeah, we're at on Preston.
It is just behind the fire station by Southern High School. It's about a mile north of Gene Snyder on Preston. It used to be, I think, Allegra printing company. They used to print some kind of stuff there. I don't know.
Allegra.
But anyway, it's cool.
Allegra.
They used to print the Allegra. Getting back to the allergy thing.
Back to the
it was Allegra allergy printing. Is what they did, and said at the bottom,
Nice.
"Get rid of your caps, and you won't need this shit anymore."
Yeah, there you go. Let's talk more music. McCreery, you and Chip collaborate on, have been music buddies for a while. Tell us about the project or the thing that you guys do.
Well, the music or the other thing? I'm kidding. It's a joke.
I guess I
there's everything.
Well, our band, AvantGardeDog, him and I at this point, we write songs and hopefully we're going to play live soon. That's kind of the next step. But we went in and we did this album in Nashville over the course of the last handful of years. With some of the Three Doors Down guys were very involved in production, and Upchurch, the drummer, he played on about half of it, and then Stephen O'Reilly, a local guy here, played on the other half.
Cool.
And now we're just kind of at a point where we're trying to figure it out. Now it's like, now we put the record out like in September at the Kev Fest, and then I guess the next natural step is to write more songs, which 8 of them are pretty much done right now for the next one.
Awesome.
And play live. I'm planning on being back in the studio in the spring and doing another record a lot faster than we did this one. Which is going to give it a little. I think it's going to give it a little more of a raw rock and roll edge this next time too, because I think it's just the way it's going to be done a little quicker, and the way some of the new songs are. Some of the new stuff is a little more classic rock sounding than the other stuff. But yet it still fits in, with what we're doing, obviously, because we have a sound, and that sound, I guess every band has a sound. And so what you do with that is, weave in and out of that as much as possible, which is the whole point of having the name AvantGardeDog, because I didn't really want to be locked into doing one thing particularly, but, go in and out of genres somewhat within a format and, just kind of have fun with it. So I guess that's our next step. We're just, we'd like to do a live show. And, Rahul Borkar, who's coming on right after us, I mastered his album. Right. And we've talked about doing a show together because he's in the midst of also putting something together. And it would be really fun because Rahul is like one of my best friends in the world along with Chip. It's like, it'd be cool for us to do a show together because that would be a crowd of people that hasn't been together in a long time. It would be a lot of fun.
I have told you, Kevin, and I have told Chip how much I really enjoy the CD. And anybody out there listening that has not got the opportunity to hear this CD, you have to get it. Contact Chip or Kevin, and you guys can tell, where you can gain a copy because it's really freaking awesome.
Yeah. It's all over online right now. We have a record company out of Canada. We have a record company out of Canada, a really good independent record company that does a lot of stuff up in Canada and overseas, and which is kind of what we do. Isn't it really sucks that rock music is really shitty in America right now. It just doesn't sell. It doesn't really do much. But more people like in Japan and Canada and over in UK, they actually really buy CDs. But we're on iTunes, we're on Amazon, we're on Google Play, we're on all the major download sites, and then I've sold about half of the CDs that I bought, had printed up and stuff. So, and we still have plenty of them left. So if you get on our Facebook page, AvantGardeDog on Facebook, there's a way to order the CD right there, and I'll mail it to you.
Yeah.
As long as we got a website too, which is pretty cool, AvantGardeDog.com. Our good friend Wes put together for us, and it's kind of in construction, but we're going to have more updates and stuff on that, and most people go to FaceSpace these days anyway. But we're doing everything we can to try to reach out and like any music in any genre, any decade, any era, it's just listen to it. If you give it a chance, you can like it. And we're just overwhelmed by the people who like all different types of music, all different genres, are just going, this has been in my car since I bought it, and it's just it's about good songs, and it's like it doesn't matter. I tell people what your favorite genre is. It's K-Mick and I, we've always been about good songs. I like a lot of different styles of music, and we play different styles. It comes down to the song. You play for the song, you write, you produce, you record a good song, and it's just about getting people to listen. So we appreciate you guys giving us the push and the cats for the background vocals. That was nice. I like that one part. If you listen to track 11 at 2 minutes and 22 seconds, you hear this, and that's actually it's an inhaler with a cat sampled with it.
Now
seems to be a theme
Greg,
tonight.
Right, Greg. This is something that you and I had talked about with the show. Is we want to specifically bands who do their own stuff, do original music, is that we want to showcase it. So, guys, with your permission, I'm going to play a song from the album Alone.
Oh yeah.
Let's before I play it, give us a quick background. How did the song come about?
We spend way too much time by ourselves. That's how a song like that.
Exactly.
Shut up,
the title.
Doing yoga.
Chip likes to do that yoga that hits you right in the bass clef.
Yeah, exactly. It's good for your constitution. That's what it is.
I think I've said this before. This song is basically, it's just like, it's lyrically, it's kind of an old song, so I don't think anybody that's listening to it will recognize it's about them. Let's just put it that way. It's about,
Gotcha.
Man, it's like classic art. It's about love and heartbreak and more love and more heartbreak. That's classic theme in any type of art. Whether it be painting or music, poetry, whatever. It's something that we all relate to no matter what.
One thing I always liked about the way the song came out is it's happy and it's angry. You can notice the different emotions, like between the verse and the chorus, which is kind of self-explanatory. With the lyrics and how that builds, playing off the storyline of the song and the dynamics there. And I was wearing some really cool boxers when we recorded it, which are really comfortable, and it made me play much better than actually can.
You hear it here, people. Nowhere else. All right, guys. The song's Alone.
Lying awake and yet nothing I take calms me down. Staking my claim on a permanent place on some sacred ground. No matter what I do, it always seems I end up here. The memories of you and the shit we went through keeps me feeling fear. Scrubbing away at this permanent state of my heart. Tugging in vain on these strings that keep me from falling apart. I don't wanna be alone. I just wanted some space of my own. Of my own. You wrung out my heart like a sponge in your ocean of pain. But I soaked it in, you got under my skin and into my brain. Now I'm tired of grieving, it all seems to stay in one place. But I'm still awake and the thought of your face still invades my space. tugging in vain on these strings that keep me from falling apart. I don't wanna be alone. I just wanted some space of my own. Of my own. Of my own. Of my own.
Refreshing is a word that comes to mind when I hear music like that. That's serious. That's some good fucking shit.
Well, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So
That's,
I've
I think Alone is the one that got all the hits on SoundCloud, right, Kamek? I think we did pretty good on that one.
Yeah.
So 80, 90,000 hits, something like that, recently.
Cool.
So
Nice.
people seem to be fond of it, and that's all right.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me a bit.
You mentioned about not being able to actually get out and play the music. I think you said, KevFest you did some, but not since. So, I mean, what's one for starters? What's keeping you? Well, I'm guessing, Kev, on your situation, but you're looking like almost $1 million, man. I'll say you're right there. I know.
Yeah.
$444,000 is what he's looking at.
Yeah.
Well, now that I'm in a spot where now I'm getting out playing a little bit locally, and I mean I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm in a spot now where I can, we can get together and we can start really trying to rehearse this stuff and play a live show, at least locally here. We got to start somewhere. We got to, maybe do an official CD release party, and do like a 45-minute set, and have a couple other bands play with us, and I think that's just kind of where it starts. Like I said, we've got almost 90,000 hits on Alone as a single through Ariella out of Canada, and the next logical step is for us to be able to get out and sell it live, because that's what bands do.
That is what they do.
And I don't just want to be a studio band, I want to be a real band. So probably by the time we play, we might have a second record out, but
well, I think it's going to work for you, man. I think it's going to blow up. No, I'm just saying, I really think it's got the quality, man. It's, just like he said, rock music is pretty shitty now, and
well, because people are just pumping. I feel like bands are just pumping stuff out because, and it's all cookie cutter. And I'm not saying that.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm not saying that what we're doing is any better than anybody else. But all I know is that what we're doing is actually real.
Yeah.
I mean, the lyrics are good, and they take time to write as well, because when I write lyrics, I want people to be able to connect with it in some aspect. I don't, it's got to be a real thing, and then the music sets the tone for that, which, like Chip was saying, I mean, we're all about songs. Somebody recently said to me that they were shocked how many guitar solos that there weren't on the album.
Right.
And I was like, well, a good song doesn't need a guitar solo all the time. It's like,
right.
if the song lends itself to a guitar solo, it lends itself to a guitar solo. But if you're telling a story and it just doesn't happen, then it just doesn't happen.
You don't miss it.
I mean, no, and
sometimes space is the best thing for a song.
Well, right, and believe me, I got 50 songs with guitar solos.
Yeah.
I mean, the next album, like I said, some of the stuff I've been writing, and some of the stuff that didn't even really make this album that we still have laying around, that they're still really great songs. But we tried to put more of a cohesive album together where all the songs kind of fit. I mean, the whole goal of this album was, if you notice, all the radio-friendly songs are the first 5, 6, 7 songs. And then as it gets past, like, track 7, it starts getting a little more crazy. Some of the more progressive rock starts coming out, and then some of the slower songs start hitting. And that was on purpose. Like, the whole track listing was very on purpose, the way that we arranged the songs even. I mean, right down to what songs order it was. And I'm not trying to sound presumptuous and cool and like think I know better than anybody else, but I mean, we know what's best for us, and that's the way we wanted it presented. And it's just a very meticulous. take a lot of time in doing what we do to make sure that it's good. I just think enough.
Yep.
I think too many bands nowadays, especially the ones that have been around forever, they have big record deals. They're pumping shit out, and it's all cookie cutter. And
a lot of it just sounds the same.
Yeah, it all sounds the same. And I don't want to be one of those bands. I mean, I don't want to be one of those bands. I want to be somebody I want to progress. And sometimes progression in my mind, not the progression in your mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could put out another album, you'd be like, man, your first album was killer, but your second album sucks. But I might be going, man, I think the second one's better.
I love the second one.
Yeah. I got
wait
to
for
throw
the
this.
15th album. That one's going to be awesome.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, Chip, how do you deal with, on a serious note here, how do you deal with someone who's so presumptuous yet cool, but better than the rest of us?
Well, it's a tough gig, man. I got to tell you, especially kind of comes with the territory of being a bass player. You just kind of you drive the truck and you set up the PA and all those things, and it becomes you're lucky to have a gig.
You have to rehearsal.
Yeah, I've got a really nice amplifier and I've got a cool bass and I got the gig, and I sold my truck, so it was okay.
You got the cool hair. You got the cool hair too.
Yeah, I'm one of the few guys left that has any hair left, at least in the nighttime I have hair.
Right.
So it's cool. No, I mean that's the fun of it. We rip on each other all the time, and we just think way too much alike. It's a little frightening at times, and we just we agree. We see things the same way. We play for the song. We listen to music. I mean, these are two guys who jump around in the living room and play air guitar. And we're in our 30s. I mean, it's just
30. Yeah, 30.
Yeah,
I love that.
Two big kids, and just all I think about is music and songs, and when we started talking about some of the songs that came to CAD, and I was like, why are these demos sitting around? We're gonna make a record. He didn't really have much of a choice at that point in time. I said we're gonna go make a record, and Chris Henderson, Three Doors, he fell in love with it, and it just happened. It's did we work hard on it? Yes, but I mean we never rehearsed one time. We just went and took these demos and just did our thing, and it was never like, okay, you play this here, you play this here. Or in the same breath, we never argued about how anything should be either. And it's rare that you can find somebody like that you're on the same page enough with. Let's just go make a record and not have to have 47 meetings and rehearsals and arguments and all that. And that's why, and I think that comes through when you listen to the music. It's just natural. It's just everything's the way it's supposed to be, and so yeah, all kidding aside, we do rip on each other all the time, and that's half the fun. We don't take ourselves too seriously. I tell music friends and students that all the time: have fun with it. Don't take yourself too seriously, and you probably do a hell of a lot better, And maybe I'll learn that someday. I don't know.
So we had to move our show. We had to move our show to Tuesday night to get Chip on.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys actually were able to move the show and send the limo for me and everything. That was great. I feel honored and privileged that you guys would do that for me.
I told you the last time I was on here, I said you get the shooting from the chip.
Yep. We'll do it. We'll do a new weekly segment called "Shooting from the Chip" and see what happens. You could really take that the wrong way.
That would be a nice. That would be a cool sound bite. Quick, 30, 60
Shooting
second
from the
sound
chip
bite
tonight on Talk.
I want to ask you guys. I'm gonna throw this out here because as a music fan, I'm curious. What comes first when you're doing a song? Does the music dictate the lyrics, or do the lyrics dictate the music?
The chicken.
The chicken crossed the road because
to get to the
No, I mean,
okay.
as a songwriter, I mean, Tammy can attest to this. The song might hit you in the middle of the night. It might hit you, at a red light. You don't know, and you might have an idea for a melody. You might have a couple lyrics that you build off of. You might just be jamming and come up with something, and that's the beauty. There's, no real set way to write a song, and that way I think that's why songs sound forced, The best songs just happen. I mean, we could sit down right now and write 20 songs. Would they all be good? Probably not. The songs that come to you and they happen, you have to start somewhere. Sit down and go with your guitar or whatever and get a glass of wine and something's happening. But a lot of the best ideas just hit you out of the blue. I have no idea where they came from. And I don't.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of times for me, sometimes I'll get kind of both of them at the same time. You know, I'll be sitting here just playing my guitar. I'll come across this little riff, and all of a sudden something to sing along with it comes right at the exact same time. And that really will set the tone for where I'm going for the rest of the song. But sometimes that shit gets thrown out too. You know, sometimes you're like, what was I thinking? Man, that was some good weed I got from Colorado. You know, but you just don't know. I mean, it's really different all the time. There is no one perfect way. I can tell you this. I have never, ever gone to a songwriter circle. I've never been like where people plan to write songs. Okay, everybody's going to meet and everybody bring a lyric idea or everybody bring a song idea. I've just never been that kind of guy because that stuff happens all the time. And a lot of people write that way. And I'm not saying it's a wrong thing. I'm just saying that I can't write that way. I mean, I have to write a song. If I'm going to write a song, I either have to have at least a verse and a chorus from me or somebody else, or if I'm going to write, you know, with somebody else, it's somebody has to have the impetus of a song kind of there that we can start, you know, stretching and bending and, you know, and seeing, you know, I mean, there has to be a foundation already laid from somebody, you know, for me to be able to come in and really start going, okay, what can we do with this, you know? And
And Kevin Hale, if I could step in here, you know that with Blue Funk we're writing too, and we're getting ready to record our CD, and you know it's a total collaboration with us. But just like McCreery was saying, somebody's got to bring that foundation in, and we've been able to. Our guitar player will come in, and he'll just bring a riff, you know, and then we'll play that riff, and then somebody else will come up with a nine. Well, how about this? And how about this? And you know, and people who can collaborate well together, their feelings don't get hurt if someone says, well, you know, that's cool, but let's not, you know, maybe this or maybe that. Yeah, you're right. You know, it's just all it all builds, and like you said, bends and twists, and even a lyric idea. Someone will say, well, you know, I heard this the other day. It's this lyrical line, and it may have some type of rhythm to it, you know, and it's all done differently, you know. It's all done differently, but it's really cool to collaborate with somebody and to build it. Yeah. That's for sure.
And you guys have some really killer stuff too, by the way, man. Your band is killer.
I appreciate that, and the thing that you mentioned, you don't want to sound the same, and we've got about 12 songs at this point, and I could say that you can hear them, and we're not going any certain direction. You know, it's all over the place.
Man,
so it's really fun.
That night that you guys played at Diamond, and I was just like, holy shit! I was floored. I was floored. First of all, your guitar player is killing me.
Oh yeah,
man, that guy's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm lucky to play with guys, man. I'm lucky to play with everybody I play with, man. I'm lucky to play with you and Chip, and you know, to play with those guys. It's you know, I've been pretty daggone lucky the last few years, that's for sure. But it's great to play with. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. We got a great band there for sure. You know, so much talent around here. I feel it blows me away. Some guys that get together.
Yep.
You know, all of a sudden it's like, wow, where did this come from? And they're doing great stuff. And it's great to see people doing originals. You know, I think that's one thing that people have kind of, I get so, and you know, I play covers, Cayman plays covers, we all do. We make a living, and we're lucky to be able to do that. But it just seems like the people, especially in Louisville, the fans used to really support original music. And I'd like to see a lot more of that. You know, I push all my students and my friends to write songs. Doesn't matter what you do with them, but if nobody writes the songs, then nobody can play the songs, and nobody can listen to the songs. So support all Louisville music, but I love to see all these new original bands popping up. That makes me smile.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we got to get our ass out and fucking finish putting our band together, play live, and get bands out like that. You know, everybody that we know that's writing music, we can all do a show together, try to at least do our part to help bring that back. You know, because it's definitely missing.
Yeah,
let me be down with it, man.
Yeah. McCreery, besides obviously the project we're talking about tonight, you're playing with Velvet Saints as well. And you all got a gig coming up this month, correct? I want to say first.
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah. Well, there's your alarm for that. But you know, that's another band that's totally all about original stuff. And man, if I have my choice to go listen to stuff that I've never heard before, or or covers, I'm always gonna, pick the original stuff. And so yeah, I'm a big fan of the unknown, if you will. But there's a lot of talented people here that make that, as I was refreshing. That your sound is refreshing. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I think we have a gig coming up at is it Baxter's on January 14th is the Velvet Saints show.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're also Kamek and I play with Brian Fox and the Good Chickens, and that album just dropped as well, and we're really proud of that. And it's so much fun. The music's so good. Brian's a great guy and a great songwriter, and we go in and it's the same kind of deal. We just do our thing. He doesn't tell us what to do. We just go in and do our thing and never rehearse. And the last show that we did at his release party as a Baxter's 942 was just a blast. It was so much fun. So
it really was.
And it's good to wear different hats and play different styles and so many kids. So very, very lucky to not only have a great musician, but these original bands and people to call us and have us play. It's a wonderful thing. It is. It's great.
It is. It's fantastic. And that band, we get to play with Greg. We get to play with Greg Unthank and that band at Freeman John.
Yep.
And, it's just another thing. It's just another, I think I play in 15 bands. I don't think one band sounds like the other band. That's on purpose.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah, absolutely.
Learn how to wear lots of hats until you take them off.
Before we let you guys go and bring on the next guest, share with us social media. Where can everyone find, you guys?
Go ahead, Chipper.
I would like to thank the Academy for these wonderful hair extensions and the boxers. No. I mean, we're
I thought that was real.
We've, Kamek and I have our personal face-to-face pages. I don't do Twitter or any of that shit. You'll have to talk to him about that. But we do have, as far as the AvantGardeDog band, we have a Facebook page, and we have a new website, AvantGardeDog.com. And then, we're very easy to find. So if anybody's looking for CDs or information on the find or wants to book the band, our friends want to get together and put together a really cool original, rock and roll music showcase, that would be cool. We're gonna start working on that. So those are the best places to find us. And then Louisville Music Studios and VIP Music Studios, where we're doing rehearsal space and helping other bands out there to do their thing and get the music and the original stuff going. So. So we all play in other bands too. We've got our cover bands and our original bands, and I think I'm starting 2 more, and Kamek's probably starting 7 more this month. So he'll be in 22 bands, and I'll be in 11. So, and I still don't make money. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Oh God, no.
Before I let you guys go, I'm gonna turn on the mic for our next guest. Raul, you there, man?
Yeah, buddy. How you doing?
Hey.
Raul.
And now it's a party, fellas. You get another phone, it's a party. Let's do this.
I was sharing with Raul on Messenger how kind of tonight came about. Is I had lined up Kevin and a few weeks ago to come on tonight, and then Raul, when I saw that you had your music coming out and that Kevin actually had a hand in it, I thought, it makes sense to bring you on, and so it is a lot of hands involved tonight. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I appreciate being on the same show as Kevin and Chip it's an honor. So, and Kevin hit it out of the park with the master, and I couldn't have been happier with the product. But what were you gonna say, Kev?
Hell yeah, brother.
Hey, making sure you're still there. Yeah, I mean, so Kevin's one of those guys where he's got an ear. It's insane how he hears, I think, differently than other people. And we had a conversation one time. It's like, we don't know what all this stuff does and all this crap does and all this does, but we know it sounds good. And he did it, and it was awesome. And then I worked with a producer out of California to do it. So basically, it was my solo project with the producer, and then Kevin mastering it, which was pretty much a team right there to get this record done.
Now, Kevin and Chip, you mentioned both earlier. I'm going to ask you one more question before we let Raul have his segment. But you guys have been around. You've got a lot of experience, and the fact that you guys are taking the time, making the time to help other musicians. That paying it forward right now with your careers right now. Is that cool to know that your talent is actually, extending itself and, helping up and coming musicians?
Oh, absolutely. It's the only thing I have right now that extends itself.
Walked into that one.
Oh man, that was
fantastic.
You lobbed that up for the home run. Buddy.
I did. I served it up, and you knocked it out of the park.
That's the drop the mic one right there. Drop the mic, Kevin.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
Exactly.
That's it. Drop the mic.
See what I'm dealing with here, people? This is the fun of what we do. So, no, I think it's a privilege. I think that, for somebody to call you and ask you to play or produce or engineer or study or whatever, you get, it makes me a better musician. I get to learn from every different person and thing I work with. So if somebody calls me and says, hey, I want you to play on my project, and of course Rahul didn't, so maybe in the next record I'll get that phone call. But anyway, it's wonderful to work with so many different people on any level. It's a beginner or advanced, because I walk away and I learn something, and it's a great honor for somebody to say, hey, I'd like you to be a part of this, or they want some bad advice, you want some advice, don't listen to me, kind of thing. So that's the great thing. The phone rings, you get that message, and it's like, okay, let's do it. Whatever I can do.
Well, it's probably safe to say that with Rose's project, his budget only allowed for one presumptuous, cool, better than the rest kind of guy.
Yeah. K-Mick really needs the dough because of his extension problem.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I think it's 4 milligrams this time, maybe 8 milligrams.
Well, Rahul knows that I work for beer, so it was easy.
He can't afford wine. That's why he didn't call me.
Yeah, so that's all it was. That's something for the extension, but what?
No, man, Rahul's been one of my best friends since I lived in Louisville for 15, 16 years, man. And,
we definitely didn't just meet. Yeah, so for this not long, we didn't meet just now, for sure. But, it's been about 15, 16 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, for real. It's been a long time, man. It was just like, hey, let's do this, And it's killer, too, man. It's killer. I love it. It's very high energy, very, it just hits you in the fucking ding dong. It's awesome.
And that's actually why
you can't say that on TV.
So Kevin and I started talking about doing a show together, actually the first one. And for some reason, both of our original bands have always done something like, so when he was in Outspoken, I was in a band called LMNH in Breckenridge, and we did a ton of shows together. And then when he was in Ugly, I was in a band called Nova Red, and we did a ton of shows together. And now AvantGardeDog and Borkar, it kind of just makes sense to do it again. So it's gonna be a fun ride.
You got to keep the tradition, man. We got to keep the tradition.
There you go.
Otherwise, we'll upset the universe. The planet might just fly right into the sun if we don't do this.
It will be pitch dark. Yes, exactly.
Dogs getting along with cats and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
We owe it to the world. Yeah.
Well, we'll have some fun here.
All right, Chipper.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for the limo and the catering and everything, man. It was really, really great. I hope to come back for another episode of Shooting from the Chip. We're doing this every Tuesday, right? A month.
That's right. That's why we moved it to Tuesday, to get you on here for sure. Yeah.
You better have a rider backstage, too. He needs a rider in the limo, too.
Yeah, I got a rider in the limo.
Right.
But real quick, last thing, and then I promise I'll shut up. I really appreciate what you guys are doing for local entertainment scene, all different types of entertainers and musicians and stuff like that. It's people, tune in to listen, and it's just kind of a fun thing to hear what everybody's up to. And we appreciate you guys helping the music community. That means a lot. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah. And I need more shrimp on my tray next time.
All right, Kevin McCreery, Chip Adams. Thanks, guys, for hanging with us. All right.
All right, man. Peace out.
All right.
Care,
it is time for the Rahul show now. Rahul, it's time for you to hijack our show. Tell us, man. You were given some background on some of your other bands, but tell us, give us your story.
Well, I guess I'm 36 now, so I guess 14 years ago. I was in a band called Element H in Breckenridge. We actually did really well. We were on like 87 stations as an on-site band, so we pretty much had a ton of labels after us. And then we decided to be patient with those, offers. And long story short, the industry collapsed kind of during that whole ordeal. So I think pretty much bands got to stop getting signed after us. So it's pretty. Yeah.
Hey, Raul, this is Greg, man. I don't think we've ever met before, but it's good having you on, man. Yeah, doing great, man. I remember Breckenridge, smoking band, dude.
Thank you.
Know that you guys were on a roll there for quite a while, and I wondered what really happened with that. I guess.
Well, we were just green. We were young. Yeah, we were young, and we had these big dogs, kind of speaking for us a little bit, and we just took some advice, and obviously you can't predict the future with the labels. And, it's bad luck, I guess you could say. But we were the first on-site band on iTunes, and we were top 3 on the Billboard charts for radio for the Heat Seekers chart, so that was cool. So it was a great learning experience. I met a lot of great people, and networking is a great thing in the music industry. So I I'm still in contact with a lot of the people that I met, in business, on the business side of things in Breckenridge.
Right.
So no harm, no foul. It was a learning game for sure.
Cool.
And then Nova Red was Nova Red was the second project. Okay, you get the Nova Red was the second project I was in, where I kind of took on singing, and that was another band. I just had a lot of my friends of mine. The old drummer from Breckenridge was in that also, and that was a fun time. It was it was learning a whole different ball game from being a guitar player on stage to being the front man with the guitar and singing, and it's just a whole different performance, whole different mindset, and that was great as well too. So we released a record actually 10 years ago. And that was the last record that I've released since the Borkar record that just came out on the 1st. So yeah, it's been a long time in the making for sure.
Good deal. Yeah, I remember. I never seen Nova Red, but I do remember the name as well. So, Well, good, man. I'm excited for you with the new CD. Looking forward.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Ro, just with the new CD, describe the sound of it. What's how would you categorize the music as a whole?
It's a little bit heavier than the past stuff I've been doing. Kind of more edgy. Surprisingly, this is the first time I didn't write to get a record deal, so I wasn't really aiming for like a radio type sound. But somehow this one came out pretty, kind of has that little vibe to it. It has that rock. Just kind of heavy record with melodic vocals is basically what it is right now. And I didn't really have any aim for what it was going to be, because I was just going to do one song. And then one song turned into 2 turned into 3, and then all of a sudden I had an EP. So, as far as sound goes, man, there was really no aim. It was just songs I've been wanting to do. And literally when we did that first song, like the box opened, the floodgates were open, and, I just kept recording, and all of a sudden a project was born.
Right.
By myself. Yeah.
Greg, I had asked him, Ro, to send me a song so we can, play tonight. And, I opened it up, and as soon as I listened to it, I was like, good Lord. I was like, wow.
Yeah, well, I think he put a clip on Facebook I checked out as well, man.
Did he? Is that the one? Yeah. Is it? Because I'm getting ready to play it now. Masquerade. Tell us about Masquerade, bro.
See, as far as lyrics goes for me, it's pretty deep. When I write, it's always personal to me, and I really am not a huge fan of telling people what my relationship is with the song, because I think it robs them from having their own relationship and own personal relationship with the song. So obviously Masquerade, is different on the surface, than what you're actually seeing on the inside. But as far as what it means to me and what I was, relating it to, could be completely different than another person, and could really have a huge impact on them just from how they perceive it. And so I never want to rob someone of, making their own judgment as far as, a song goes, because again, it could be extremely personal to them and not even have the same relevance as it did to me. So, it's
awesome.
just, yeah. So take it and then kind of develop your own, feelings toward it is pretty much my concept of the meanings behind a lot of the songs.
Cool. Roll it, Kev. Let's check it out.
Roll it. Here it goes.
Awesome.
for who I am. Let's stop this now. Move forward once again. Changes now. Masquerade. Change now.
Good Lord. The time changing. The time changes
Yeah, you
there
like that,
too,
man?
man. I did.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
very nice.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Man, that's really cool, Raul. I can't wait to hear all of it, buddy.
Yeah.
Where did you do all the recording at? I know you mentioned you worked with a producer in California. Was that right? Where'd you do all your recording? Who did you use for the musicians on there?
Well, since this is a solo project, and luckily I can play the drums, guitar, bass and vocals.
You did the drums on there too?
Yeah, so pretty much, when I was healthy, I could do the drums on there. But yeah, it's pretty cool doing the drums, guitar. So I actually had the demo versions, and then I would send the files to the producer in California, and then he would do his thing, and he'd send them back to me. And then I would put my, it was awesome because it was just a 2-man show during the actual recording. And I have a studio here that I'm able to use called Level 7 Studios that a friend of mine, it's a nonprofit company that, I'm allowed to use that and whenever I want. So pretty much I went in there and just locked myself in the room and did, when I got the final project, I locked myself in the room. And I like to write lyrics on the spot. Not rushed though, but I don't like to rush it. And that's why I'll lock myself, I'll be in there for 12 hours and I'll spend 10 of it writing lyrics. But I like to be in the exact same state of emotion when I'm actually recording the vocals as I am when I'm writing the vocals. So yeah, the only process was the writing part, but it's really great this was my first solo project, and I'm not taking away from being in a band with other people because that's always fantastic too because you get to feed off each other. But this is my first time. There's something very inspiring about just being in a room by yourself with the studio and then dim the lights and then wherever the studio takes you pretty much is how the record happened. So, it was just back and forth file sharing until we were happy with the project, with the song. Yeah. And then we did that 6 times for the record.
Well, man, you're a talented dude, man. I
was actually a drummer before anything, so people don't know that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I understand what you mean. You don't want to start something and then go back like a day or two later, and you may not be feeling the same thing. You may not have gone through something during the day and it made it feel like that.
And then you're acting. You don't get that raw emotion. Yeah, so I like to do it in one sitting, and everything in one sitting as far as the vocals go. So it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a different experience this time around, and just a blast. So.
So is it? I mean,
music is my medicine.
Yeah, music is my medicine. I just, I was a little bit ill before, and I had some kidney issues and some liver issues and stuff like that. And the best part of that year while I was sick was doing this record. And literally, I couldn't think of a better title for it. Is music is my medicine, because it's such a powerful emotion that's not really a tangible emotion. You can't write it down. You can't explain it in the paper. A lot of times you can't describe it to someone, even just by speaking of it. It's just one of those things you have to experience, and you have to, as a writer, you have to experience it, and as a listener, you have to experience it. And it's just, to me, it's such a phenomenal gift, that we have to be able to hear music and to feel it, and I don't take it for granted at all.
No. And you got a clever package for the disc also, how you've worked in the medicine and the prescription and all that. That's really cool too, man. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it opens up like a prescription pad. So pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, Rahul, have you officially released this?
This is I got the CD. I actually released it on the 1st. But it'll be online through all the major ones, iTunes and all that, probably in a week or two. But yeah, as far as right now goes, is getting a hold of me online, and I'm just meeting everybody and getting them, CDs, which are $6, and T-shirts, which are 10, and then most people are just buying both because I'm selling the combo for 13. So yeah, so if you are interested, just look me up on Facebook, and I'll come out and show you my pretty face and give you some gifts. So.
Of course. Now,
dude, I'll hook up with you.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've crossed paths with Rahul quite a bit lately. I just at gigs and stuff. So, very, very cool guy. Rahul and I are kind of partial to the whole brown skin thing as well. So
that's true. You got that gift too.
Yeah, Rahul, do you have? What is the upcoming plan to get out and play the music? You got gigs lined up to get.
Yeah, I mean, since this project I never anticipated playing live because like I said, it only started off being a one-song project just for fun, and then it just kept going. And I'm actually on the 3rd song of the 2nd record. Kevin was saying earlier, he's going to be starting soon. I didn't want to have any downtime, so before the record actually came out, I started record 2. But so yeah, as far as longevity goes, I see a project, coming like this playing live. So basically, short term, I've got to find people to play now. I've got a couple people in mind, and then from there, obviously, to play a show. And so Kevin McCreery and I were talking, and it just made sense for AvantGardeDog and Borkar to do a show together. So that'll be for sure the first show that we do. Yeah, and then after that, I guess wherever the road takes, like again, I didn't write it this time the same way as before, where I was keeping the business parts in mind. So right now, I'm grateful that I was able to record it. I'm even more grateful that I'm about to release it, and I'm grateful that people are liking it so far. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm satisfied. So everything else that happens from here on out is just icing on the cake. Yeah, so playing, sure, and we'll just take it as it comes.
Cool.
Well, that's going to be a big event, man. We're going to have to make sure we're on top of that and make sure people know about it.
Absolutely, yeah. And by the way, I want to make sure everyone knows I didn't name the project Borkar because I'm like conceited or narcissistic at all. There's my grandpa is his last name, and it was to honor him because he was a famous poet and a freedom fighter in India, and I kind of wanted to. Yeah, so there's part of India that was owned by the Portuguese, and he kind of led the revolt against Portuguese. And then my dad was on the family was on the run for a little bit until that part of India got its independence. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of.
That's a Monday night show, Kevin, right there, man.
Yeah, be awesome.
Exactly.
So I was the first Borkar grandson, so I wanted to name it after him because I think the gene of creativity. He was a poet. I'm a musician. I think I got the gene from him, and it's kind of my way of saying thank you. Yeah.
Very cool. I like that. Yeah. Now, Rahul, were you born in India?
No, I was born in Louisville, at Norton, but I am first generation American Indian, yeah.
Okay.
But I go back as much as I can because it's gorgeous over there. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, so I get to see a lot of different cultures, and I think that's kind of made me who I am today. And a lot of it shows incognito in the music too.
Well, yeah,
well,
Greg.
I recognize your face from those other bands, for sure. We've just never crossed paths and got to meet each other. So definitely next time I see you out, we're going to chat, dude. That's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate being on here. I love it. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that, when it comes to anything you got going on events-wise, anything you need to promote, reach out to us. We'll definitely
absolutely
help do our part to help. Before we let you go, there's a couple things we do.
Okay.
I'm going to do with you what we call round of shots. I'm going to throw 6 questions at you. Kind of quick Q&A. Just have fun with it.
Okay.
Number 1, name the first concert.
Hey, do you mind if I plug one thing real fast?
Well, go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm actually shooting a video for a rock cover that I did here the next week or two by a director called, his name is Antonio Pantoja, and he's a genius behind the camera. And then another female actress model, Abby Purdy. So it's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna keep it secret, and I'll let you guys know as soon as that is released.
Oh,
so that's another thing to look forward to.
Very cool.
6 questions.
6 questions, real quick. First one. Name the first concert you attended.
Skid Row.
Remember what year? 80, late 80s?
Yeah, I think it was 80, 89, maybe? 88. Yeah.
Number 2, what was the last picture you took with your phone?
Actually, it was somebody in a Borkar t-shirt, because I'm doing selfies on the webpage of people that have them.
Oh, there you go. Very cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite phone app?
Yeah, Facebook.
Yeah, for real, Facebook. You don't want to go a little more risque.
Yeah, I like my Facebook. They're pretty good on Facebook.
Okay. All right, gotcha. Number 4, if you could be stuck in an elevator with a celebrity, excluding Greg or I, who would that celebrity be?
Okay, hold on. Are we asking for like the rated ones for not for kids, or are we going for like someone I would get?
We're adults here, brother. This is the internet radio show. We're not catering to kids on this show.
All right, I'm showing 2. For me, for personal gain and growth, it would be Dave Grohl as a musician. And then I've got this newfound love for Jennifer Lawrence. Like, I wasn't really a big fan at the beginning, but yeah, she's.
Dude, that can happen. Let's make that happen.
What I'm thinking I'm gonna do is
that is in reach. That could be.
I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna hang out at Closer Children's Hospital throughout Christmas next year, every day, on every elevator as much as I can. Cause she's gonna be in one of them a couple of times. So yeah, I'm determined. I'm determined to do it.
Nice.
Man.
All right. It'd be like deja vu. All right. Number 5. Number 5. If you could only have one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Wow.
Jennifer.
This sounds crazy. I'm a sucker for jalapeno poppers. So there you
go. Oh.
Very strange, but yeah, I like my poppers.
And last but not least, if you were organizing a 3-band festival, name the 3 bands and name the order that they would play. Meaning, your opening act, middle act, and then your main act. Who would those be?
That's a new one, Kev. That's old.
I like
that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna let you answer that question. Actually, Greg, after he answers, I'm gonna you think, and you're gonna give me the same answers, or give me.
See, here's the thing. This is why this is question 6, because I'm sure everyone you ask their head explodes on this one.
Well, this is actually a new question. I haven't asked this question before, so yeah.
Well, my head is exploding. My head is exploding right now. I'm thinking.
Well, let me narrow it down. They have to be alive. You can't go you can't say Beatles or Hendrix or that. All these acts would have to be alive.
Well, that sucks.
I'm going to say.
Well, no, it just helps narrow it down. Next time I'll ask the question, I'll say name 3 dead.
Radiohead.
And here's the thing, I think this is a possibility too. Radiohead, Foo Fighters, and Guns N' Roses. I think that could happen.
Who was the second one? Radiohead, and then who? Foo Fighters. Okay. Then Guns N' Roses.
That would be my idea.
Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't get to see him on their tour, so I'm just on my tip of my tongue. Want to see him.
It's funny you bring up Guns N' Roses. I gotta ask this question. This is actually, I'm gonna start with Greg first, and Rahul, you can jump in.
All right.
I've been an AC/DC fan since right before Bon Scott died, and then when Brian Johnson came on, his voice took AC/DC to me to another level. 30 plus years, you had a band, but it appeared that the band was Angus's band. Do you know now that band, Angus is the only member of the band. Johnson's gone, Malcolm's gone, Phil, and then the drummer, and then
they're done.
They're not done. That's just it. They are according to Angus, they're moving on, and they are supposedly still going to use Axl Rose as the vocals, but then different. As a fan, does that's not AC/DC, is it?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, for me, third party, I was never a huge AC/DC fan, but when I heard Axl sing it, I was blown away. But if I were a true fan, like a diehard fan, I would not be having it,
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, in my opinion, I'm kind of the opposite. I was never a Guns N' Roses fan because of Axl.
Me neither.
Uh-huh.
Same here. Same here.
I mean, nails on a chalkboard to me. But
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why people do dig them. They did kind of do something different for the time. But I like,
Right.
you know, I grew up on AC. I've seen Bon Scott. I've seen him with Bon Scott, and I don't like the whole deal. I just assume them go away. And not try to recreate something that can't happen.
Yeah, if I were a big fan, I would say they should call it quits. And I've been a guitar player and I've been a drummer, and it sucks. But once the singer's gone, after that amount of time,
you would think 30 years in the band. 30 years in the band,
Right.
the singer's gone, but Angus still seems to think they could, rake in the money with these tours. So
they probably
we
can.
shall see. They probably can. All right, Greg. Real quick before we shut the show down, name 3 bands that would be part of the Greg Unthank Festival.
Let's say Blue Funk, Borkar, and AvantGardeDog.
There you go. Oh,
there you go.
That's supposed to be in like 2 months.
Yeah.
Yes, that could happen. Let's make it happen. I wanted to throw out at you guys. Greg, did you hear about New Vintage?
No.
I did.
Tell me that.
They are shutting down at the end of January.
No way.
And that club has been around for like 20 years. Right. I've been going there for 20 years. It's been different names. It's been like Punch Zone, Flashback.
Yeah.
I forgot what the real name it was, but yeah, it's too bad.
Really too bad. Another outlet for original music too, man. That's
right. Exactly.
Really fun.
That's what I was getting at. So. All right, Rahul, before we let you go, share with us where everyone can find you on social media.
Best way to find me is look up Borkar, and it's, Rahul is Rahul, so you can look up Rahul Borkar on Facebook. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in Louisville with that name. Yeah, just look me up there, send me a message, and, I'll accept you, and we'll talk and chat, whatever. And also, the Borkar music page should be up. It's under construction right now, but it'll be up by the end of the weekend. So any info for the band will be on there as well. But the best way is just, it's going to be just talking to me through Facebook. So if you have any questions, please go ahead. Feel free to ask or just say hello. It'll make my day. So thank you very much. And I want to thank you guys a ton for having me. And just for the scene itself, just, the support you're giving bands and, making people aware, hats off to you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. It's a ball.
Means a lot. It's fun.
Yeah.
It really is fun doing so. Ro, best of luck. We'll stay in touch. I want to get a hold of the rest of your music and crank it up because I think it's something that I'll enjoy driving on Gene Snyder for a long time, and as I go to Prospect to pick my kids up, and so looking forward to it, and looking forward to hopefully getting to see the bands play live. That's most important for me. So.
Absolutely.
But good stuff tonight.
Be a great night.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
I appreciate it. You guys
all
have a good
right.
one.
Happy New Year, bro.
You too, man.
Same to you.
Rahul Borkar.
Yep.
Greg,
hey, buddy.
Very talented. Yeah, very talented individual, musician.
Yeah, man.
Actually, Greg, he's got his hands in a lot of things with his own project, but good stuff. First segment again, Kevin McCreery, Chip Adams, Shooting from the Chip. Those guys promoting their AvantGardeDog stuff and their music.
I'm glad the
good show.
Made it, man. We just
good.
The driver a little bit more punctual. Yeah,
good show tonight. You saved me a couple times as my coughing spells were happening, and yeah. So
and I like to,
Greg,
I want to thank all the people who's new people's listening to the show, old people who's listening to the show. The people who post to the site. Shout out to our boy Kenny Good. He's always listening. He's always commenting, and we do appreciate that for sure.
Right.
And
we do.
Yeah. So shout out to everybody who thinks it makes it fun and makes it know that there's a couple. Lets us know there's a couple of people out there listening for sure, man. And we appreciate it.
And I think they get it, and the musicians, our guests, Greg, in talking with them, they know that, it's not like we're the show is about the guests, and that's how it's been from the get-go. And we're here about promoting them and, getting them to open up on some stories that, some people may not know. So, but we are enriched with a lot of local talent. And this is where I think we're able to, showcase it. So I'm digging it.
Yep.
Digging it. All right, Greg. I think we're done for my man, Greg Unthank. First of all, do you have any gigs coming up this weekend, Greg?
No, I'm off this weekend, man. I'm off this weekend.
I do. Wait a minute. I do want to. I made a note.
Yeah.
Let me make one quick note. I have to give a little shout out to an event that's coming up. Come on. Where's it at? Here we go. Cobble Wobble Coat Party. It is Saturday, January the 7th. It's at Millwood Arts and Event Center. $15 donation at the door. Bands, 3 bands: Suburban Shooters, Soul Circus, Thumper and the Plaid Rabbits. There'll be beer, food, wine. Big event there.
Yep.
Starts at 7 p.m. at the Millwood Arts and Events Center, Saturday, January 7th. So there's that plug.
All right.
For Greg Unthank, I'm Kevin Hale. We wish everyone a wonderful Tuesday night and a very, very pleasant Wednesday. Peace out, Louisville.
Bye-bye.
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting from the Lip.